Grill and Spirits. Mr. Abayomi says, Thanksgiving edition. So today, I'm going to be doing what my family calls the cracked potato salad, or the dry potato salad. One of the wonderful things about potato salad is there are a lot of different recipes out there, a lot of different ways of doing it. I've got about 5 different ones, so I'm going to do my most popular one today. It's got minimum ingredients. It's all about the ratios and everything. So, a couple of things to keep in mind. It definitely helps if you do some of the pre-cooking with this and then refrigerate your items afterwards, because it just makes doing the prep and everything else a lot easier. So we're feeding about 50 people today at my brother's house, and so this is going to be a 10-pound recipe, red skin potatoes, skin on. I don't want to bore you with cooking potatoes because it's not that difficult. I tend to cook mine a little bit on the softer side. Some people like this a little bit on the harder side, so whatever you want to do. On average, in terms of eggs, I use about 7 to 8 jumbo eggs per 5 pounds of potatoes. This particular recipe is very heavy on the eggs, okay? Another thing about this recipe here is people have tried to use this recipe, and one major mess up where they messed up at is what they use for dressing, okay? I use mayonnaise, one of two. I either use Duke's or Hellmann's. If you use Miracle Whip or some type of sweet salad dressing or tangy salad dressing, this recipe may not work for you. This particular recipe is really a savory style potato salad. So those few things there. And then last but not least, you want to go with a fine cut or fine dice. So food processor is okay. We've got the Cuisinart out today. When I did my potatoes last night, I separated them small from large because the large potatoes tend to take a little bit longer to cook. So, and then once they were done cooking, I had to set them in this tray here, stuck it in the refrigerator. Same thing with eggs. So, boiling eggs. So, I've seen all sorts of methods out there. Some say add salt to the water, add vinegar, do this, do that, old eggs, what have you. I find the method that works best for me is place your eggs in cold water and turn the heat up to high. And once you begin to get to a rolling boil, go ahead and pull them after about 8-10 minutes. And then what you want to do is drain that hot water off immediately, hit it with cold water, crack all your eggs, and then drain that water again, and then repeat refilling that water a few times. And so then you can start peeling those eggs after about 5-10 minutes, and it is that way the membrane is just going to peel off a lot quicker. So I don't want to bore you with that, but that's how I boil my eggs. You can also buy the store-bought boiled eggs too as well. Those may cost a little bit more, but it's definitely a lot more convenient. So anyway, what we're going to do is I've got this big hotel pan here because this is what we're going to make everything in. Okay, so I'm going to use about 1/3 stalk of celery, and this recipe, leave the leaves on. And some people may be like, why? Believe it or not, this adds enormous amount of flavor, and also the bitterness that you get from the leaves does kind of help with the flavor once everything's put together, believe it or not. So I'm just going to rough cut these. Please not just go out. If you want to go through and dice all the stuff too, that's fine too. I'm just going to pulse these. So you don't want to leave it on too long because you might want it with puree, and you don't want puree. So let me reach back here. Got the spatula. And that's about the size that you want there. Just pour that all in there. Now, you don't have to get everything out, but I didn't want to try to get most of it out. Okay, stop. This recipe here is going to call for 1 large red onion. So what we're going to do is cut the ends off. And then I'm going to cut out a casing of this off. So real important here, folks. Let me get that out the way. I'm going to cut this down in the middle. You see that eye in there? I'm going to cut that out because that's going to really make things a little bit bitter. So I'm just going to take that core out. And that's what we got. I'm just going to rough cut these. And I'm going to do this in halves. Same thing here. Rough pulse. When you get any big chunks, you can put those down the board and cut them up, or you just pull them out. That's about what you want. Okay, so we've got our eggs all taken care of out the way. And the rest of those were deviled eggs later. So this next part here will require some knife work. So with a large potato, just cut it down the middle. And these is cut so much easier, so much faster when they're cold versus trying to deal with lukewarm or hot potatoes. And this is how we're going to do all the potatoes here. And we're getting to some of these smaller guys right now. And I want to get these pieces down to somewhere around 1/2 inch. Or if you're doing metric, about 2 centimeters. Us Americans are still on the old British imperial system. And if you're wondering, I do leave the skins on. Lots of nutrition, lots of flavor as well. Okay, so that's it for the potatoes. So, a couple things to keep in mind here. These aren't all quite 1/2 inch or 3 centimeters. However, as we begin to mix this and incorporate the following ingredients, these will break down some, and we'll get the smaller size pieces that the final product will. Okay, so this recipe here, like I said, you can use Duke's or Hellmann's. You can use store-bought. Just be sure it's actual real mayonnaise. And I'm going to start with the entire 48 ounce. Some people like a wetter potato salad, some like a drier. You can do it to your preference. I'm going to put in here about 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. Now, in terms of incorporating all of this, you can do this 1 or 2 different ways. You can glove up or just get your hands all in there. I'm going to use spatulas. That's my personal preference. But before we do that, we're going to add some salt. I'm going to start with about a tablespoon for this here. And of course, you can do this to taste then. Fresh cracked black pepper. And you're going to do this to taste as well. You can use powdered, but it's already ground up. If you do, I would recommend using the coarse, but the fresh cracked black pepper, in my opinion, just really seals the deal on this. So for this, I'm doing approximately, I'm going to start with about 2 tablespoons. And we're just going to stir. I've got this large hotel pan for doing large batches like this because it just makes it so much easier. And the nice thing about this is you can't overmix it. So you want to be sure everything gets incorporated really good in there. Some people like to take their eggs, their mayonnaise, their mustard, kind of make a slurry with that and then add the potatoes. That's fine too, but because I'm using such a large pan here, this will be just fine. And you want to be sure that you get down there really good. Now, I'm going to taste this, see how we come along. That's about perfect. And I'm going to add a little more mayo to this, just because the potatoes will suck some of this in. And so, it's up to you. You can have a look. That's the consistency that I'm looking for. I'm going with about another 2 cups. I believe that'll do it. We'll incorporate the rest of this mayonnaise. Then we'll want to transfer this to our serving tray. Okay, so there you go. Been a little wetter, but keep in mind, as it sets up, these potatoes are going to suck up some more of that mayonnaise, and it'll be right where you want. So now it's time to transfer. You can do it with a big scoop, like I have here, or you can just invert the pan. Just be careful that you're going to get a big glob of potato salad on the counter on the floor. Like hard work. All for now. So we're just going to set that over there for now. Got my rubber spatula. I'm just going to press that into place. Final step, paprika. I'm out of smoked paprika. Thought I had some, but regular paprika works just as well. And I put this on generously. And that's it, folks. That's my potato salad recipe. One of several, the dry potato salad, or the redskin potato salad, or as my family calls it, the cracked potato salad. Please like the video and comment below for comments or questions or anything else like that. Because all the ingredients are already cold and stuff. This is really ready to serve now, but we'll be serving this later on this afternoon in about 4 hours. So it'll be all set up in a much better way. So anyway, until next time, folks.